It is currently 74. The high is supposed to be 90. I have a little soft fuzzy sweater on. I'm trying to gaslight myself into thinking that it's fall, that it's Twilight movie marathon season. You know what I'm saying? We're not there yet, but I'm begging for it at this point. I'm going to be as delusional as the boss babes that say they're going to become a millionaire from an MLM opportunity. Anyways, hi everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. So today's video. Okay. So I don't know if you guys remember, a while ago, I made a video discussing Rush and sororities, the Greek life pretty much. I did kind of a deep dive talking about that Bama Rush, which is a really, really big one. Now it's been a really long time since, oh my God, no, it was last year that I made it. Oh my goodness. It was last year that I made that deep dive. We went through so many different topics and I thought it was a really fascinating video and I know a lot of you guys loved it. So I wanted to kind of bring this back because I'm doing a lot of like reactionary based content and discuss Rush talk this year, which is like rushing on TikTok. So a really fascinating thing, if you guys do or don't know, when it comes to sororities and rushing, there's a huge switch that's kind of been made more recently where maybe like 10 years ago, there wouldn't have been like a crazy social media presence of sorority rushing, but now there is, and there's many things that I'm noticing in it. So I want to kind of talk about it and use this as a moment of like, one, just having fun and discussing is something that is popular on the internet, but two, also using it as a moment of bringing some awareness and kind of like bringing us back down to earth a little bit. Okay. Again, I want to make a huge disclaimer before I get into this topic. I don't know these individuals. Okay. I know they're a part of a sorority. I know there's rushing. I know this is a really big deal for them. Everyone can have their own opinions on rushing, but at the end of the day, there are some things that we can, I think, mutually agree on that can be toxic and unhealthy in the sorority and rush Greek life culture, if you will. Before we hop in today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below for all of my videos. My TikTok, Instagram, where we have so much more fun content, is in the description below. And yeah, let's get into it. Real quickly though, we have to take a moment to talk about today's sponsor. So I'm a firm believer that everyone deserves to have a healthy, fun sex life. Now, whether that is completely by yourself, with a partner, whatever that looks like for you, Womanizer has some really amazing products. Womanizer is actually the original inventor of what is known as pleasure air technology. Womanizer is the original inventor of suction toys and offers a wide variety of options for everyone. Now, quickly, I do want to actually mention two of the products that I'm completely obsessed with, and let's get into it. Look how cute. Look how cute. So allow me to introduce to you first Blend. So I've actually talked about this one previously on my channel before. Blend is a rabbit style sex toy that allows for dual stimulation, which is honestly an incredible combination if I do say so myself. So Blend actually features 8 intensity levels for the pleasure air technology and then 6 different levels for the vibrations. Also, I think this is really important to mention that it is incredibly adjustable and flexible, so it can adjust to your anatomy. Next up, I need to talk about Next. So Womanizer Next is the flagship of Womanizer. So like all Womanizer toys, it has the patented pleasure air technology, but it has kind of an upgraded version. It has the pleasure air 3D. You can actually control the depth of each pulse. So you have 3 different depth levels and then 14 different intensity levels. It has a smart silence feature, so it only turns on when it comes in contact with skin. So it's very, very quiet. Now, both of these toys are waterproof, so you can use them literally anywhere. And additionally, they are just designed in such a stunning way. They're beautiful, they're aesthetically pleasing, and they work amazingly. Delivery is free and discreet in very neutral packaging, and it has a 5-year warranty. They are making sure you are taken care of over here. Womanizer always has different offers on their website, but for my viewers specifically, we have a little deal for you. To check out all the Womanizer toys, definitely go click the link in the description below or pin comment to try out Next, Blend, or any other toy that you find on their site. Thank you so much, Womanizer, for partnering with me on today's video, and now let's get into it. So first up with Rush. I know there's actually several different pieces of content that I have that are highlighting Bama Rush specifically because I'm going to be honest, they are the biggest, I think, content creators of the sorority world. We're seeing a lot more people pop off, but one thing I want to highlight is that when it comes to rushing, there's a lot of promotional videos that are made. And now it's like a routine of making content throughout the entire rushing process to show off the sorority, what they have to offer, maybe like a dance mob, I think is that what it's called? Girl, I don't really know. And so I want to react to one video that I saw. Okay, hold up. Couple things I really want to point out to you guys. First things first is in the at the very beginning, I'm just going to slow it down. You guys see that they show off Prime. So Prime is actually owned by Logan Paul. I actually talked about this on my channel before. They have had a lot of legal issues for being very problematic with their business of their energy and hydration drinks. Not a good look. Anyway, so it looks like it appears, allegedly, they could be sponsoring the sorority or something of some kind. If you look at all the girls at front, I see the logo. So Gymshark is actually a fitness clothing brand that I've seen that has a lot of good clothes. Gotta be honest with you, they do. So we see a lot of the girls wearing Gymshark pieces. There we go. We see them showing off Prime bottles in the back and the front. It's giving me the illusion of them promoting or having a sponsorship from these brands. Add to my suspicions, the Prime brand and also Logan Paul were commenting on the video and they were also tagged. But in the comment section or in the caption, there was no like hashtag ad or anything. So I'm actually wondering, because I know rushing and all of this, all these topics in general, we've covered this in my previous video. When it comes to sororities, there's a lot of money that gets invested in these sororities, specifically incredibly large ones, especially when we go down to Alabama, for example. A lot of money, a lot of donations. I'm actually assuming that some brands allegedly might be hopping onto the trend of Rush Talk and sponsoring sororities to include products in their promo videos or their TikToks in general. Now, my concern with this though is one, we're getting sponsorships and I think we're creating some of this content into more of like a business transaction, which is kind of fucking insane. We go from a huge organization that's for college students into a brand partnership potential. If it is a sponsorship, then there's literally nothing on the screen to disclose that it's an ad. So that's also very, very problematic to me, because if we're seeing examples of this and if they're not disclosing that they were sent the product or paid as a sponsorship in support of the sorority, which could be a potential thing, that's like completely not okay. You cannot, as a content creator, I cannot get on here and promote a product or anything and not disclose that it's an ad. If I have something and it's not, that's a different story. But okay, let's really be so for real here. Why would that happen? That doesn't make any sense to me. Also, that's a lot of money for people to spend to have identical Gymshark outfits. I would love to get into the topic of money here in a second with the sororities, but let's go into a second example. This one is by Alpha Chi USC. Girl, I'm gonna be honest, every time I see Greek lettering or like Greek name, I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm big goofing it over here, okay? So falling crazy in love with MC24, work week day 1, tagging Poppy, which I do love Poppy. It says hashtag Poppy, but there's nothing else. There's nothing else alluding that this could be potentially an ad or a partnership or anything of that kind. An affiliation, them getting sent the product, nothing. No, thank you, Poppy, for sending us these products, nothing. Okay, hands on, everyone looked amazing. Can I just say that? Middle girl, Blondie, where the hell did you get your skirt from? I want a short denim skirt. That is stunning. I'm very interested if we're now switching from the sorority thing of keeping it very simple and fun to it's essentially creating more of a competition to where now we have brands that are trying to sponsor and promote to certain sororities. But that also makes me think if we're having brand sponsorships to that level, then what's to say that some sororities might be favored more than others? And it's not more of like an equal playing field when it comes to the sorority world in specific colleges. To me, it's kind of insane because if one has less resources than the other, but one larger organization is more picky and particular with the types of girls that they accept into sororities, I feel like that's going to create very specific treatment of them, but also it's going to elevate that difference when it comes to getting into a specific sorority. And that kind of sketches me out a little bit because the concept of sororities I thought was to create community and also to foster connections, networking, and just overall more opportunities. And I feel like it's creating a pressure on even other sororities and Greek life just around the country to do things to get sponsorships and to get that relevant in social media. It's kind of becoming, we're creating an influencer out of a Greek life organization. This next one, let's talk about fashion, outfits, and money. So if you guys do or don't know, in sorority culture, I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of them want you to look the part and dress a specific way. That is a very consistent pattern that I've seen. Just because it isn't a strict rule doesn't mean it's not an unsaid rule or an unspoken rule, if you will. There are many people who go out of their way to shop a shit ton, get a lot of different outfits for rush week, do whatever they can to look a specific way, fit the part in order to get chosen. This girl she's stunning. I just want to highlight the craziness of the cost when it comes to some of these outfits.
Hey y'all, it is Bama Rush, day 7, sisterhood, day 3, and here is my OOTD. My dress is Amanda Upperture. I have no idea where my pearl necklace and earrings are from. My jewelry is just, my bracelets are just costume jewelry. I don't know. Probably Martin's or something. And then my shoes are from Amazon. Here's my outfit for today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Bama Rush Day 8, Prep Day, and Roll Tide.
She is adorable. I do get down with her outfit. So that, I think, was one of the more minimal, not crazy, pricey outfits. But let's look at this next one.
For my outfit, I have Christian Louboutins on.
Y'all like my pimple patch? Anyway, that outfit really is $17,000. Let's get into it. So these Christian Louboutins are $795. Yeah, this pimple patch.
Anyway, and then my dress, it's from CC. It's actually like a two-piece thing. It's like a skirt and top. But
okay, I couldn't find it on CC website, whatever. But I did find it. It is $159. It's in my storefront on my.
And my necklace is David Ehrman.
David Ehrman necklace, $475. We've seen this before. But yeah.
Earrings are Van Cleef. They're like little chandeliers.
So this is why this outfit's $17,000. These earrings are like what, $13,600. So
David Ehrman.
We've seen all of this before. David Ehrman bracelet, $1,450. And then this bracelet, we've seen it before. Tory Burch bracelet is $148. E. Newton bracelet is $68. She probably has other E. Newton.
And then my Christian Dior bracelet and
Dior bracelet is what, $420?
Spinelli.
This Spinelli ring is $250.
And David Ehrman.
And another David Ehrman ring is $295. Yeah, the grand total is what, $17,000 some dollars. I forgot to put it here, but I'll put it here in post editing. Anyway, yeah.
I'm not ever going to shit on someone for having money. Some people are incredibly fortunate to have a shit ton of money, and all power to you, all right? I'm never going to dog on that. If you got money, that's great. This indirectly, I feel like, impacts the culture of just sorority rushing in general. So we already have talked about how there is a very high pressure around rushing for sororities, but I also think for people that are that big and have a consistent pattern in the better, again, quote unquote, better sororities, are incredibly wealthy, or they look the part or have specific clothing that fits the part. I feel like it makes other people who want to join feel certain pressure to fit that aesthetic. Otherwise, they're not going to get in. And I have been informed by other people that it's an unspoken rule that having nice things and spending money, having these different clothes is a big aspect of this and puts a lot of pressure on other people because that is a status symbol. It's something that's significant to get in. But when we have so much content that's about this in Rush Talk, it's kind of connected in a way to what people are requiring of you. Here's another outfit breakdown.
Hi y'all, today is Rush.
Damn, I love that dress. Oh my, all these girls look stunning, by the way. Like, everyone's just beautiful.
For SMU Ref Day.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. It's prep day. They're finally wearing like nice, pretty dresses. Expensive jewelry is what to be expected, but I'm ready to see the dresses they come up with. Let's get started.
And my dress is Sherry Hill.
This Sherry Hill dress for $750.
These are Stuart Weitzman.
And heels for $298.
My jewelry, this is Hermes, Nahoku.
Hermes bracelet, $700.
She dropped $750 on a dress, so I'm not ever going to question the fact that she would be willing to drop a shit ton more on jewelry, okay? And I get jewelry can be a very big investment. I'm 100% on board for. But with the way that she pronounced Hermes, so I want to highlight something that I have noticed in the rush culture. When you see a lot of people posting up all their jewelry and everything that they're wearing, and it's like racking up to thousands and thousands of dollars, there are some people, just going to be honest with you, there are some people that will shop on DHgate or just buy essentially dupes or fake versions, just replicas of the jewelry that you see. So there are many people who will buy fakes of anything designer, so that way they have the appear and the illusion that they're wearing designer, but it's not actually. It's like maybe a few $100s, like if not significantly less. Either way though, I think people wanting to go out of their way to buy fakes for the look for Rush, to me, is just insane, because now we're creating a culture of you have to look rich, otherwise you are not it. But I also want everyone to know that there are some people who are buying fake things or are loaded, and that's nuts to me to think that you have to spend money or are trying to in order for people to look at you as someone of significance or look at you as someone who will upkeep their style and keep the sorority looking a certain way.
Another MS bracelet, $700.
I'm matching with my mom. This is Louis Vuitton gift from my best friend for my birthday.
This Louis Vuitton bracelet for $290. David Yurman bracelet for $395.
And another thing I want to mention too, again, she's stunning. I love her dress, and this might be just a personal thing, but that many random bracelets on there, it's not going with the dress. It's making me wonder if we're wearing a shit ton of stacks like we see a lot of these girls wearing. It's a status symbol. It's a sign of wealth. If I shake your hand, you can hear them, you look at them, it's a, oh, okay, you've got money. You're putting in effort. You are going to upkeep the sorority's look. You are what I'm looking for. It's kind of an unspoken rule for many incredibly large and rich sororities of looking for people who look a specific way, who dress a specific way, who act a specific way. There's specific ways you need to act and behave, and it's conforming into something that is very odd, but it gives me the vibe that it's just to be like, I have money, I hope you see. I'm not trying to shit on her, I get it. That's the culture that's created in a lot of the Bama Rush stuff or just any kind of Southern large sorority, but that doesn't make it right. So real quickly, I want to say that this next video, I have to give a quick preface so you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. So there's a TikTok trend called the demure trend. So there's a video that jokes about, you see how I do this, like you see how I dress this way, very demure, very mindful. I'm not like you other girls. Like it's an internet joke, okay? This is like their version of it, but it's coming across as really weird to me considering the sorority world and how much money they have. So let's watch.
Do you see how I dress for recruitment? I don't do too much. I do just enough. I flaunt it, but not too much. I'm very demure, very mindful, very...
I don't look like a clown when I'm at recruitment. I'm very mindful. I don't go with too much makeup.
Okay, see, bingo, what I'm saying right here. I don't look like a clown when I go to recruitment. I don't wear too much makeup. If it wasn't about looks and the way that you conform to looking like every other person in a sorority, then this wouldn't be a problem. But we don't focus on girls then that have individuality, right? Like you're not gonna see someone that has an alternative look in a sorority like this most of the time because they're flat out not gonna pick you because you don't look a certain way. Quite as sad as this is, if you look at a lot of these major sororities, you see people with incredibly similar body types, incredibly similar fashion styles even. There's a reason for that. And this just rubs me wrong where it's like, I don't look like a clown. Okay, well, if you want to look this way, what makes it wrong for someone to put on more, do more, act a certain way?
The way I dressed as a PNM is how I stayed as an active. I come very respectful. During conversations with PNMs, I don't use my hands too much. I think about them. I'm very mindful. I let them talk. I listen. Very demure.
You see, a lot of you PNMs come in looking like Sophia Richie-Grange, which is great. Then you come in as an active looking like...
This girl's pissing me the fuck off. You come in looking like Sophia, but then you come in as an active, like when you're recruited, looking like Flashback Mary. I'm sorry, they're paying to be there. If someone's dumping money into an organization like that to be there, I would assume that you could, be able to still be you and looking crazy. Like, way to talk shit on people on your social, like that's dumb to me.
Not to me. You gotta maintain, we cannot do that.
When I greet the PNM, whenever they walk through our doors, I say, hello, welcome to Zeta Tau Alpha. I'm very slow, I'm very mindful, I'm very classy. I don't scream at the PNMs. I smile and nod.
But you see how I'm saying that there's little aspects of this content where it's like they're speaking out loud of what they actually want from you. So if you are looking a certain way, if you act a certain way, you're probably not get chosen. And to me, that sounds incredibly exhausting. Like, why would you want to spend thousands of dollars to be part of an organization where girls like this may end up not liking you or having a problem with you if you want to dress down on certain days or function a specific way that is not identical to this perfect illusion that they want to uphold?
Can bigger girls or low-income girls actually get bids from sororities? With the content I've been making lately, I want to answer any and all types of questions as honestly as I can, and I'm going to give you my answers from my experience and the way I've seen the system working. By no means do I think the way it works is correct or is just or is okay at all, but I'm going to give you my answer. You can get a bid, but most of the houses will drop you. Like I said in my video about you have to be pretty to be in a sorority, sororities are looking for girls who represent a certain way and who look a certain way and who are of a certain financial status so they can afford their dues and whatnot. When they look at a girl, they ask themselves if they see her representing their chapter. If they don't want to represent their chapter as bigger, you're not getting a bid. These things are never to be said out loud because sororities want to be seen as wholesome and inclusive, which I know a lot of people are laughing at that right now, and I am too. But also positive and uplifting and, I don't know, and cohesive. They want to be seen as cohesive, whether they want to admit it or not. And by cohesive, they want the visual of the sorority as a whole. On bid day, when the new pledge class takes that picture, most sororities want those girls to look as much alike as possible. If there's a sorority that is a top sorority that has relations with top frats, they want to bring their new pledge class to that party that night and show that top frat how hot the new girls are. Sure, there's a scale that you're ranked on while rushing with different questions. And no, attractiveness isn't one of those questions, but they word it very differently. But it is. They just word it differently. And like I said in the last video, that wording is, does she fit in? Would she represent our chapter well? Would she mesh well with the other girls? They word it to where it's very open-ended, to where it could be about personality, but everybody knows it's about looks. And that's the hard truth nobody wants to hear, nobody wants to admit. So what happens to those girls? Well, they go one of three places, at least here, which are considered the bottom sororities. I was in one, so I can speak to this. So there's 3 sororities at the bottom. 2 of the sororities aren't hanging on by a thread, they're just kind of the bottom. I was in one of those. And then there's the one below that, which is the one that has been suffering with gaining new members and keeping new members. The other 2 have been suffering with that a little bit, but not to the extent that the bottom 1 has. But still, all of the bottom 3, they're not really selective at all with who they bid. If you take the bottom 1 all the way to the end, no matter who you are, no matter what you look like, no matter how much money you have, you're getting a bid. Because they just want any opportunity to get a new member, pretty much. The other bottom 2 are the same to a different extent. They really will take anyone, but at least from what I saw in my sorority, they were kind of trying to change that a little bit. And last summer, I could see that they were definitely going the more superficial route and looking for girls. I don't know if that reflected on the pledge class. I didn't care to look, I dropped. But that's when I was like, okay, like, what are we doing? Literally, what are we doing? And then I just dropped altogether. But that is where they'll end up. And usually, the lower income girls will end up there because I can't speak to the one that I wasn't in that was like a lower bottom, not bottom, but I'm pretty sure that all 3 of those are cheaper as well and when it comes to dues. But yeah, it's a horrible system. It's screwed up. It's disgusting. It is. But girls feed into it and girls pretend like it doesn't exist and that we all love each other and that it's pan-hell love. No, it's not. No, it's not. And I honestly respect the bottom one more than any of the other sororities on campus because the girls I've met in that chapter are the nicest people on earth. Like, they're genuinely the nicest people and they know, like, they know that they're not up there and they don't care. They do not care and they're happy and they love each other. Like, they have the strongest sisterhood I've personally seen because they're like, you know what? The school has given us this title. We're gonna own it. And that's what it is. And God bless them. Genuinely, I love them. The whole Greek system's screwed up. It's screwed up and it's probably too far gone.
That video right there is pretty much putting my thoughts into words perfectly. There's a lot of unspoken rules and there are a shit ton of people who will come out and air this out and tell everyone this. I mean, again, like I said previously, why in the hell would you need specific consultants to help you out or other people to guide you on how to look and act a specific way if that wasn't the case? It's incredibly unethical and gross to me. And it bothers me because I know there's so many people who want to be a part and want to participate, but it does, weirdly enough, uphold a very shitty system. There's other sororities and organizations out there that do have a really good system. They're not as bad. They are so much more inclusive and open, but there are a lot of them that root in money, a lot of specific standards and wanting everyone to look a very specific way, and you can kind of tell which one of them they are. I'm just saying the first 2 that I showed you guys, I would have guessed that those were one of those examples that want a very specific look. Look at all the videos and everyone that was in there. They look very, very similar, and I think there's a reason for that. Because think about it. If you recruit someone into your sorority and you choose them because they have more money, it's not going to be hard for them to, oh, hey, we have this thing that we want to do. We have this party. And it's not going to be hard for them to swipe a card then and get something so that way everyone looks good and put together. It's going to be quote unquote an eyesore if you get girls who don't have a lot of money who are like, shit, I got to work multiple jobs. I can't really afford that right now because they stand out. It also, yeah, it doesn't appease to frats, which is really fucking gross because why in 2024 are we still overly hyper catering to a guy? Like Haiti said, he's a guy. I do think that there is a very toxic culture with sorority rush because I do think Bama Rush and the rich sororities are screwing over any good chance for any other sororities to begin with because it's like we're creating this momentum of, okay, it used to be very simple. Now it's, oh, we have all these other rich sororities that have popped off on TikTok. We need to get like that. And it's indirectly creating a system that is empowering empowering this toxic bullshit. And I get it. I get if you have a sorority and you would be like, I want the best for them, but it ends up turning into, I want only specific girls. I want people that have a lot of money. I want to elevate the look of our house. I want a higher status. I want us to be known on social media as a bigger organization. We can't do that if we aren't picky with the people we choose. And I'm sorry, but me personally, I would rather be surrounded by a bunch of different people who are not 100% like me, who also get it in the real world, than a bunch of people who have these insane expectations that are not realistic for most. So that was it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know there was a lot going on, but seriously, this has been a very fascinating topic. Honestly, I think maybe once a year, you know, whenever Rush rolls around, we might do some reactions like this. Comment down below what you guys think. If you guys are a part or were a part of Rush, what was your guys' experience? How was that? Did you guys see any sketchy, weird things? And also, do not forget to check out Womanizer in the link in the description below and pin comment and shop Next Blend or any other toy. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!